have a little Gen Z news in this segment today. There's a woman that is going viral because she's so upset over an anglerfish.
Hey, what?
That's exact. What in the world is that? An anglerfish usually lives on the depths of the ocean floor and has to create its own light. It's one of those, But I saw a picture of one the other day. It had come near to the surface.
This is a very big deal.
Huge.
Yeah.
Science was like, oh, my God, we've never even really seen one.
What, did something go wrong with the fish's internal wiring? Because it shouldn't be at the surface. It can't survive or eat, right?
From what I hear, it was injured or hurt in some way. And then, yes, what you said is correct. Either it got discombobulated and went to the surface, or it was trying to get help at the surface. It died. It died.
Yeah. How deep is the typical depth of an anglerfish?
I mean,
I believe miles down?
It's a bottom.
Where it's pitch black?
Yeah, I think so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it never sees the light.
Right. Well, I saw it the other day, and in passing, they had pictures of it on the news, and I tuned out because I didn't care. But it has like a really interesting looking face.
Got this big rows of teeth, right?
Yes.
In its jaws?
Exactly. And so science is like, oh my God, we get to study one up close and so forth. Well, some Gen Z, right. It was dead. I mean, it died then.
Did your daughter take it hard? I know she's a fish lover.
We have 3 new fish. We have Dorothy, Rose, and Blanche that were given to us by her boyfriend. And already the water's getting cloudy. And I said, all right.
This is since Valentine's Day?
Yeah.
You didn't have the name fight in front of the boyfriend, did you?
We did. And I said, if you don't name those fish Dorothy, Rose, and Blanche, they are going straight into the garbage disposal.
Your dad is weird. You're right.
I think he thinks I am weird. Every time the boyfriend comes over, I'm in the same position on the couch with an Afghan up over my chest. And
peering over your readers at him.
Exactly. And for Valentine's Day, my wife gave me a new Afghan. So I had a new one on. He came in the other day, and I had a new one on. And he's like that Afghan, sir.
Little upgrade, sir.
Thank you. Exactly.
What'd you get my daughter? I got her some beta fish. We're going to name them. We're going to name them right now.
I said, we're doing Dorothy, Rose, and Blanche. And he goes, I don't know what that is. I don't
Case closed.
That's it. I said, that's what the names are.
Have her home by 9.
Period. And
Your dad is weird.
Okay, the water is cloudy, and I told her, you need to change the water on these fish. You need to figure out how to do this. I don't want any responsibility here whatsoever. Dealing with these fish. These are all yours. So
has her cat seen the beta fish?
Well, that's another thing. We're trying to keep the cat away from the fish.
Okay.
Because why?
Cats eat fish.
Cats eat fish. And the betas, I believe, could be in danger. So we've tried to put them in a place where the cat can't get to. Difficult. You know how
it is. Cats
can
get anywhere.
I know. Cats are, that's quite,
they're remarkable animals.
Well, there's something. I used to not like cats. Oh, really, honestly, full disclosure. I didn't like cats because my dad always said he didn't like cats. So we never had one. So I just go around like, I don't like cats.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then we got cats, and it's like, they're interesting creatures. I mean, different than dogs for sure. They are very interesting. Oh, and there's another creature in the news today. Before we get to the anglerfish, there was a snake found. I guess this happens from time to time in a grocery store. I believe the store is called Market Pantry or something like that in Connecticut. And someone opened a box of bananas, one of the employees there, and there was a venomous snake inside the box of bananas, which I guess does happen.
Well, usually it's the spiders. It's in the song.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hide the deadly black tarantula.
Right.
Daylight come and me one go.
It's a banana song. Biggie, you should have gotten us that song. You should have thought ahead. Anyhow.
Your water's getting cloudy, Biggie.
Well, in my case, just leave it.
But you'll breathe in.
He'll choke on his own.
He'll choke on your own air and kill yourself. We're leaving. His room in there is getting very cloudy.
We don't have the banana boat song. We don't have Harry Belafonte.
Yeah. Well, I wish Biggie had thought of this. I'll have to.
The other
How
night,
many songs are about bananas?
Yeah.
I mean, we have banana in the tailpipe,
we need
right?
something.
Beverly Hills Cop.
Yeah. I said we need something here. If only Biggie would.
There we go.
I did that.
Good work. Oh, never mind.
if I would have found that snake in the pile, I would have shoved my hand towards it. Please
say
bite
2
me.
words of the snake. I don't miss.
Yeah. Make it count.
What's the Ron White line? I don't want to limp away from this.
Yeah.
You should put your neck down. If they go for the jugular.
No, that's not a vein.
The other night I had a very lovely P1 say to me at our comedy show. She said, I don't like all these jokes about you dying. And I said, what jokes?
I know. And actually, I had somebody email me and say, you guys make all these jokes about Biggie dying. What happens if he really dies? I was like, I haven't thought about that.
I don't know. He'll finally be at peace.
Yeah. He'll smile.
Man, he looks great in his
The
casket.
happiest person in a casket you'll ever see.
Great. Yeah, he really does. Look at that smile.
We normally try to wipe the smile off their faces, but in this case,
I mean, it's like
We couldn't do
this grinning rictus of death. We can't. I've used all my skills as a mortician.
That snake got it. Yeah. A lot of venom. Yeah. Yeah, it got him.
So what kind of snake was in the banana box?
Okay. It was a 2-foot-long snake called the cat eye, an ornate cat eye snake from Ecuador. It is venomous, but one of the...
and it survived the transit?
Yeah. It survived the train. It was alive, and they called in a wildlife expert, and he said there's not a lot of venom in the snake. It uses it to kill its prey, but would not kill a human.
They're actually really, really adapted to eating things like lizards and amphibians. Those types of animals, most of the time, have their venoms that target those species.
So Biggie would have to put his head in the crate for hours.
Right, again.
right here.
Again.
How many times has he been? 46.
The little snake is like, I'm out of venom, bro.
I don't. I've
done all I can.
I've spent all of it. They asked some of the market goers to take a look at the snake. They took a picture of the snake, and the news reporters showed it to people coming in.
Now, what did they say?
Oh, they were freaked out by it.
Well, doesn't look like a friendly feller, that's for sure.
That's for sure.
They don't. They were like, I don't want that anywhere near me. And that guy was like, get the camera away from me. I don't want to.
Well, typically, I'm trying to remember when they do, like where they do bananas at our store. I mean, they roll the boxes out from the back, and then they unbox in the aisle, then put them out on the rack.
That's exactly what happened. The snake was in the box, but the employee got it and was able to maneuver it to a different box, an empty box. They put it back in the storeroom and called the wildlife
Quick thinking.
guy. Yeah, very much.
Yeah.
And the wildlife guy said, it's great that he did this.
A lot of the invasive species that we actually see come from situations like this, where an animal might be shipped in produce.
And they were able to put it in a traveling exhibit that they have, and they're going to show it to school children.
Okay.
And behind glass, of course. And they put it in their science center. Anyway, it will live here in the United States, in Connecticut from now on.
Live out its days?
Correct. They asked one gentleman,
Until ICE finds it.
Well, where's that snake?
Ecuador, get your ass back.
No. You think you're coming in here? No, I don't think so.
Christy Gnome's at the door.
Where's that snake? Well, one of the patrons of the grocery store was asked, would you still eat a banana from that crate? And he said, I would.
I mean, I'd still eat the bananas.
Okay. He said yes to it. And then he said, at the end of the day, I don't mind this.
Well, I don't know what the heck it's doing there, but hey, it makes for a good story.
Exactly. And they were able to get the story told there.
I like the snake herpetologist expert or whatever he is, the reptile expert. Could not sound more experty.
He was perfect, wasn't
If you were casting a cartoon version of a snake. Now, what you've got here is a cat eye.
A lot of the invasive species that we actually see come from situations like this, where an animal might be shipped in produce.
Perfect. It's absolutely perfect. That's right.
Yeah, I mean, it's tree frogs in the lettuce. Usually it's the deadly black tarantula in the bananas.
I have this for us. It's a good thing I was able to type that in quickly. Couldn't count on Biggie to do that.
You think these lights will hold me?
7 foot, 8 foot.
No, these are track lights.
I don't think so. I wouldn't do that. So, back to the anglerfish.
Yes.
This is a fish, apparently, that is on the bottom of the ocean, And one of them, it was very small, did make its way almost to the surface.
In what continent?
Now, that's a good question. I'm not sure. It came up let's see here. Now, it swam off it was filmed in the shallows of Tenerife, the Canary Islands. Tenerife, the Canary Islands.
Okay, so that's between Europe and the U.S.?
That's right. And it usually resides, here's from your earlier question, 6,500 feet under the depths of the ocean. So
there almost a mile and a half down.
So there is no light. And when the snake came up, scientists were like, oh, my God, we never see these. This is such a big deal because we never see them. And by the time they got pictures of it and everything, it died. So it did have issues. It had something was wrong with it. Here's why we relate it to Generation Z. These are very young people. They have taken to TikTok in droves, crying because of this poor anglerfish. There's one woman in particular who just cannot get over it.
This is how little she was. Look how tiny she was, and she swam that great distance. She swam all that way on her own. I'm just picturing her swimming up and up and up, and she was so little. Oh my gosh. And people keep saying she finally saw a light she didn't have to make herself. Like, I literally can't stop just picturing her swimming up and up and up and up. Like, what do you think she was thinking? Like, was she proud of herself?
No, I don't think she was thinking anything. I don't think she was proud of herself, no. She made it all 6,500 feet.
That's what this has been adopted as they're like, look at this little fish. Mm-hmm. And she swam to see light for the first time. More than likely, the fish had some type of disease.
That's what they're saying.
And got terribly disoriented and went the wrong direction.
And I'm certainly no expert on fish or wildlife, and I've never watched a whole National Geographic special all the way through.
Right.
Real talk.
Right.
But, I mean, aren't those fish they're built for living in the incredible atmospheric pressure at the bottom of the ocean.
Yes.
I bet she exploded on the way up, her internal organs.
All of this is probably true. So they're
it's
all...
like a human being shot into space. You can't survive.
Right. So the fish was on a death march, very much like our own Biggie.
Yeah.
From the bottom of the ocean all the way to the top.
Yeah, and more than likely, somebody will probably take my death and cry over that. Like,
probably.
What an inspiration.
Don't
let anyone do that.
Was he proud of himself?
I mean, on the face of it, it sounds like a Disney movie. Just want to see light one time.
Well, it's Nemo. It's you've probably not seen Finding Nemo.
I have not.
At the end of Nemo, he's in a net, and they're saying, swim up, and all the fish swim up and break through the net. So it's very much like this poor little anglerfish.
So the chances are this generation, this crying young lady, very familiar with the Nemo storyline.
That'd be my guess.
100%.
I'm sure she saw that. Yeah. She was really obviously.
What was she thinking? I made it. I made it, Ma. Top of the world.
And then she didn't make it. It expired almost immediately when it got up there.
So nothing ate it?
No,
actually. And
we
by the way,
we recovered it, right? Yeah.
It's tiny, by the way.
Yeah.
It's like the size of your palm.
When I saw it picture on the news, I thought it was huge.
Yeah.
But she's saying, look how tiny it is. And she has on her TikTok video, and many like it, as they're crying, they are bawling over this poor fish.
Has the internet named it, or are they calling it Nemo? Or
I haven't heard of a name for it.
Because I heard the crying woman we just heard, she called it a female fish. Do we know that it was a female?
Well, I haven't heard officially that's a female, but the scientists did recover it to study it. So and maybe they know, and maybe she knows that it's a female. Anyhow, she says that it made it all the way only to expire, and that really hurt her.
I have heard the line, keep swimming.
Keep swimming. Yeah, there's
Nemo.
That's Nemo. Keep swimming, keep swimming, keep swimming.